Let's solve your SEO problem forever. Hi, my name is Jared Robinson. I'm the host of Growmyetsyshop podcast, and today we are going to solve your SEO problem for good. I would say that the biggest problem that most shops have when it comes to SEO is they think all of their problems revolve around SEO. So let's first break down how this works. Step number one, Etsy needs to know what it is that you sell if they're going to promote you in the search. So they can only show you when they know what it is that you sell. So if you're not doing a good job telling Etsy what it is that you sell, you're not going to be shown in the search. So this video is meant for those who believe they're not being found in the search, because the rest of the steps you actually have some pretty good control over, and it isn't SEO that's going to solve that. So for example, if Etsy is showing your products but nobody's clicking on your products, Etsy's going to start showing your products less. And therefore you might think you have an SEO problem, but you don't. You have an attention grabbing problem. So this video is for those who are not getting people into their shop. If you are getting favorites, if you're getting people to go through your stuff, if you're getting that stuff, you probably have a different problem than pure SEO. This is for those who just aren't being found. I'm going to solve your problem right now. So step number one, tell me what it is that you sell. And it needs to be quick. So go ahead, we're on an elevator together, tell me. If you are struggling with that sentence, if you're going, well, I sell this and I sell this and I sell this and I sell this, and sometimes I do this and seasonally I do this, that's usually an indicator that you're probably going to have a hard time telling Etsy what it is that you sell. So step number one is you need to have a short, powerful sentence that tells people what it is that you sell. From there, you then need to know who you're targeting. So there's two steps in this. What do you sell and who do you want to sell it to? Those are the two questions that Etsy asks every listing you post. What is it and who wants to buy it? This is how we tell Etsy this information. Through the headline. The headline of your store allows you to pump data to Etsy on what it is that you sell. So we sometimes get really anxious at this stage because we feel like, well, our product can be bought by so many different people and there's so many different target audiences and it can be used in so many different ways. So I'm just going to throw all of those keywords into the headline to maybe have Etsy choose where it's supposed to go. Now that's hopeful thinking. And there are some people on the internet that will tell you that this will work. They'll tell you not to put any commas between your words, chock it full of keywords, and then cross your fingers that Etsy just puts the pieces together and places you where they want you to go. But here's the truth. Etsy needs to know that they're not giving people searches that they aren't searching for. So you have to be clear on what it is. This means instead of filling your headlines up with as many keywords as you can, we are going to sniper the keywords that this listing actually speaks to. Let me share with you some good and bad examples. So over here, we have our good example. You'll see here that this is very clear and I know who it's targeting. So if someone was searching for teacher appreciation, they're going to see this. Etsy's going to be aware that this is a teacher appreciation gift. They've made the listing itself be very geared towards Etsy and the human. You see the picture that's involved in this. It is teacher appreciation. If somebody sees this, they're going to know what it is. It's all cohesive. It drives the click. The click sends data back to Etsy that they successfully presented the right keyword to the right people. This all plays a part. Now here's an example of bad SEO. Do you see how it's just kind of everything? And when somebody with a specific search term clicks on this and they get a generic listing, they're less likely to take action. They're less likely to do the things that Etsy needs to get data that they're presenting the right product. This is the stuff that hurts. So now that you can see that, I'm going to bring up two more in front of you here. So here's one right here, and here's one right here. Now go ahead, look through these. I'll zoom in for you. And I want you to tell me, which one do you think Etsy would have an easier time presenting in the search? You got your answer? Yep, it's that one. It does exactly what it's supposed to do. It is calling out the audience, it is bringing in specific keywords, and then everything in the listing matches what the keyword is trying to target. Now, here's the next issue that people run into, is they stress over the listing. And so they pack it in, right? So this scenario, hopefully you've learned, wait a second, I'm supposed to take a step back. I'm supposed to look at the listing as a whole, and I'm supposed to create SEO that matches the user experience with what I'm doing. Hopefully that's what's sinking in with you. So now the question becomes, well, Jared, I do want to target more people and I do want to get more authority in different keywords. How do I do that? By creating more listings. So you have the ability to duplicate listings. You have the ability to copy those listings and publish those listings. Every time you publish a listing into the algorithm, it goes through a learning phase. This is a very popular thing that takes place in almost all algorithms. When you launch a Facebook ad for the first time, it does something very similar. It essentially goes into the audience and it promotes really wide within that audience. And it's a little bit cheaper to advertise during this time because Facebook is learning data. And then what happens is, as it starts to get results, it starts to move in that direction, funneling in more to the target audience that's taking the actions that it needs. Etsy does something very similar. When you post your new listings, they get that initial boost that's taking place, but in a wide net. And Etsy's feeling out to see, what do people like? Is it these people who like it? Is it people who search for this keyword that like it? And they start to feel out. What happens is they collect data on what is working, and that's where they tend to place you based on the data that's working. So if you have pictures that don't work, if your product isn't really that great, if it's too expensive, if your reviews aren't good, people aren't gonna click. And what's the data that's coming back to Etsy? People don't like your stuff. Wah. You go to the bottom. So you need to create listings that work. That is the secret to SEO. Everybody wishes it's just that you just pack it full of keywords and Etsy's gonna figure this out. Etsy's smarter than you think. You're not gonna trick Etsy. One of the biggest examples of this I can share is, as I've been going through Etsy shops, I don't know if you guys have seen this, but I've heard about the great boho apostasy. Essentially what's taken place is that Etsy has kind of realized that the boho trend that was really popular for years isn't selling as well. And so they've sort of moved it off of their platform. So all of these people who used to have these boho type stuff that was up and were getting gobs of sales from it are starting to see it's not working anymore. And then they're coming to me and they're saying, Jared, my SEO isn't working. And the issue is, it's not your SEO that's not working. It's that Etsy isn't promoting these products anymore because it's not what the consumer wants based on the data that they're receiving. This is why I'm a big believer that you take the listings that you have and you create different versions of them targeting different people. It will make all the difference to your SEO if you look at your listings and picture an individual that you're trying to target and writing your headlines and the titles of those listings to that person. Take that information into your software, Marmalade, Sales Samurai, type it in and get the data back of what they're searching for and place those in your headlines. I personally love Sales Samurai for the reason that you can put your competitors in there and see what listings are working, and then you can kind of run with that data. I'm actually an affiliate for them. If you want to get that software, you get, I think it's 20% off if you use my coupon code Growmyetsyshop. Okay, skeezy plug over, back to you. So now let's picture your life that you're doing SEO this way, that you're creating a product and then you're saying, who is this product for? What are the keywords that this particular person is searching for? How can I create my pictures to match this person's vibe so that they connect with my product, that they click on my product, and you create your SEO around that. You then are duplicating these listings or creating new products that are using this formula that's taking place. What you're essentially doing is you're breaking it down to Etsy in spoonful bites. This is for these people, this is for these people, this is for these people, but you're staying within your target audience. So here's an example. If you sell pottery, for example, you are going to have different types of styles of pottery that you're going to be selling. Though those styles will reach to different people, And maybe different occasions, maybe something is a Mother's Day gift you can sell it for, a Christmas thing, a set, maybe something that can be given at a wedding, maybe it's something that's good for their kitchen, maybe it's something that's good for holding plants. Whatever it is, you're gonna have different reasons why people are going to buy that product. However, the target audience stays the same. They're people who want this handcrafted and are willing to pay a little bit more for this unique piece of pottery. And so we have to know that that's what we sell as a whole, but we're hitting different individual and niches in there and using our listings as the power to force it into Etsy's algorithm, what it is that we're selling, and getting our sales that way. I can promise you that if you evaluate your SEO and know each person that you're trying to target within your listings and you focus in on that. So instead of saying wedding day, Mother's Day, Father's Day, birthday gift for her, gift for him, all combined in one listing, you make a jewelry listing that goes towards the Mother's Day. You make a jewelry listing that goes towards the mother-in-law on Mother's Day. And you promote both of those listings and keywords and have them match what it is that you're presenting in your photos, you're gonna see a higher click-through rate. You're gonna see a higher conversion rate. Etsy is going to promote you and understand where you fall better and is going to give you more keyword authority. This is SEO. This is how you win. Now, before you go run off and make all these changes, let me give you a warning. Once Etsy knows what it is that you're selling, meaning they're getting the data back from the users who are clicking and buying and reviewing and scrolling through your stuff and stopping their scroll. Yes, does Etsy watch stopping scrolling? Of course they do. Everything does. Everything does. So let's think about Facebook or Instagram for a second. When a post makes someone stop their scroll and engage with it more, it gets a small boost because it's doing what it's supposed to be doing. It's stopping people from scrolling through feed. It's grabbing their attention. Etsy has a similar practice in what they do. If there's certain things, rows that are working better, those rows move up, those ads will move up, those listings will move up because they're doing what they're doing. There's micro data that we don't have access to that they do that's important for Etsy's success. So help Etsy get success. They want people to stay on their platform, to click, to buy, to leave positive reviews, and to come back and buy again. You can be that to Etsy. And if you do that for Etsy, it doesn't matter what your SEO is. They will promote you till the sun comes home. I'm sure you've all seen your competitors and you look at their SEO and you think, how are they more successful than me? This listing is terrible, or this doesn't look right, or they're just keyword padded like crazy. I want this success. How can I do it? The answer is Etsy already knows what it is that they're selling. So their SEO isn't as important. Etsy already knows what they sell as a whole. They know what the listing is. They know it's successful. They know what keywords work. So they can just leave it up and it's going to promote for them. But if you went and copied their SEO, you wouldn't have the same success for them. How come? Because your listing doesn't have the quality score that their listing has. So it just doesn't work for you. That's the difference. Okay, if you have found this and you're starting to feel the light bulb turn on of like, wait a second, I've been looking at this wrong. I've been thinking all keywords. I've been hanging out here. And I've been looking at my store as a whole and thinking I just have an SEO problem when there's technically a whole journey that needs to take place. So I ended that video super weird, so I'm gonna try to redo my ending here for you. Just if you are looking for extra help, I have a free Facebook group you can join. I'll put the link in below. If you want to sign up to be on my coaching program list thingamabobber, you can go ahead and go. There's a link down there for you as well. You can just click that. See, I'm really awkward at these goodbyes. All right, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Hopefully this has been helpful. Hopefully you're hearing this and saying, dude, I need this. This is what I needed. Thank you, Jared. So if I appreciate it, just give me a thumbs up, comment, whatever you're supposed to do. And I'll catch you guys in the next one.